Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Hope you're well, hope you're still enjoying your Thursday afternoon / evening / whenever you see this and wherever you are. Because some of you I know are watching this at a whole different time. So for you, enjoy your night, your morning or your afternoon, whatever. We're talking a little bit about what I hope Spurs do in the summer in terms of incomings, of 3 incomings, and as well as maybe what I think they'll do. And sometimes those two things don't marry up, as you might know from the football world. But yeah, we'll jump into that in just a second. I just want to say, if you're new, subscribe. You're very much welcome to join us for the journey. And let's chat. Let's chat the summer. This summer, Spurs have got a really fascinating window coming up. We have a window where we don't need to bring in 7 players like we did last year. We don't need to bring in, a goalkeeper, a centre-half, central midfielders, attackers, strikers, whatever. We don't need to do all that. What we need to do is just add a little bit here and there, just a retool. Few players go out, like I talked about in my previous tiered video. Some players to go out, some players to come in, and we might be able to rock and roll there and then. So let me talk the 3 players. I'm going to start from up top. I'm going to work down to the defence. I'm going 1 per area. I'm going to go attacker, a midfielder, and I'm going to go a defender. Let me start with the attacker. I'm going to start with 1, Pedro Neto. So the reason why I picked Pedro Neto is he would be a marquee signing. This guy's going to cost about 70 odd million. He's a big signing, but it's a big statement by Spurs. Yes, it has financial fair play implications if it doesn't work out. But if you are to do your sales of players, it can near enough fund him easily. If you think, 15, 20 million for Rodon, 15, 20 million for Højbjerg, Reguilon, Tanganga, 10 million each, you could be looking there and then at about £60 million there and then. And then the wages you save as well. That's why I think Pedro Neto is an option. When you look at him this season, in 17 games, he has 13 goal contributions, 3 goals, and he has 10 assists. He has 8 assists in the Premier League in 14 games. Now, the only thing about people that worry about with Pedro Neto is the hamstrings. And in this system with such a high press and such high velocity and intensity, could he withstand it? And this is the key thing. When you look at next season, Spurs should be in Europe, be it Tuesday, Wednesday or a Thursday, right? We're going to be in Europe. We're going to be playing 2, sometimes 3 times a week. You need players. And if, for example, you have options in the wingers area, you have Solomon, you have Werner, Son, Kulu, Johnson. You add another one in, there's not going to do any harm because you're probably going to be down 1 or 2 at all times. So having Pedro in there is not going to hurt whatsoever. And if you had a front 3, Sonny on the left, Neto on the right, even Sonny down the middle. There's no harm in putting Pedro out on the left if you really wanted to, and that's the key thing, having wingers that interchange. And that's why I think Neto would be quite a key guy to be getting. And he'd be the marquee signing, but it'd be a statement sign and say, we want to do something in this league. We want to be fighting for trophies every year. And not saying that we want to fight for trophies, but actually fight for trophies. And Neto would be a big, big deal. Because I think winger is kind of the area that we might struggle in most. That and defensive depth, I think it's the 2 weakest areas that we have. Moving on to the midfield, I think it's going to be key and obvious. You're sitting there going, Andy, mate, I know exactly who you're about to say. And if you're saying that, you're right. And I'm going to say his name, Conor Gallagher. And I think the reason for this one is quite a few, to be honest. Let's talk as a player himself. He absolutely suits our number 8 position. Box to box, tons of energy, gets stuck in. Yeah, he gets a few bookings here and there, and that's why you're supposed to have depth. He's not going to be playing every game because he's going to have the ability to go, mate, you're playing Wednesday, Sarr, you're playing Saturday, or vice versa. And that's the ability, because the drop-off between Sarr and Gallagher, it's not huge. They're both very good players. And I'm a key part of, I guess, the Conor Gallagher fan club when it comes to opposing fans. I think he's brilliant. I think he has the ability to become even better than he is, though. And in a Spurs system, a positive environment, loads of great energy, not having to worry about, am I coming, am I going, am I getting my contract or not? You can knuckle down and settle down. And we're in London, so it's not like you're having to wholesale change your life. You're not moving to Newcastle. You're not moving to Manchester United. You're moving just to the other side of London. Which, yeah, okay, it's not as close, but you don't have to wholesale move your life around, This season, 31 games played. I mean, look, he's played a ton of football already this season. The guy's a bit of an Iron Man. He scored only once, but he has got 6 assists. And look, I like Gallagher for the ability to get the ball to the assist as well. Not only just the guy that can put the balls into the box for someone to get a head onto, but the guy who can pick the pass for a guy then to get an assist. As they call it in NBA, pass to assist. I think he suits us. It'd be stupid. I don't think it's going to cost tons of money. I don't think it's going to cost 50, 60, 70 million. I think you can get him to closer to 40 million because by the end of June, they have to sell. Chelsea have to sell and raise funds and not just sell, Mudryk for 40 million when they've paid 100 million. It doesn't work like that. They've got to raise profit. And that's where financial fair play is a cruel mistress. And that's where Conor Gallagher is probably going to be a casualty of that cruel mistress. And also, he's only going to have 1 year left on his contract. So you're not going to be paying 50 million for a guy who's got 1 year left. It's going to be 40, And then I just want to move on to the final guy. And look, if you've been watching me, you're probably sitting there going, Andy, I know you're going to talk about in defence as well. And you're right. You are right. I'm talking Lloyd Kelly. And again, it's another player that makes a ton of sense. A guy that is left-footed, centre-half, can play a bit of left-back if you need him to. Plenty of physical attributes that suit what we want our centre-halves to be. He's not going to be Mickey van der Ven, who, by the way, I don't know if you saw, is the quickest player to ever play in the Premier League. And I think it was like, if you worked out over 100 metres, it's about 9.7 seconds over 100 metres he would run. Something like that. It's ridiculous. But he has the ability to be quick. He has the ability to defend in space. And that's what we want our defenders to do. And Prem proven, homegrown. Those two things, again, Conor Gallagher is. But Prem proven and homegrown. And he's free. So that also then allows you to do stuff on Gallagher and Neto. Even if you went, well, if we had bought Kelly with some of that money that we bought Neto, Kelly's worth about 20 million. So Neto would look at about a £50 million deal. And I think overall, look, you can get those three players for about 120 to 130 million pounds, okay? Actually, maybe even less than 120, maybe 110 million, And the thing that I would say about that is you're going to fund from a lot of sales anyway. If you sell a Højbjerg, you sell a Reguilon, you sell a Brian Hill, you sell a Rodon, you sell Tanganga, you move off Ndombele, maybe you sell a Lo Celso, that would near enough pay for those three guys. And then all you have to do is tinker and bring in a few here and there. You're going to be bringing in a lot of young guys into next year anyway, so it's not like you're going to have to bring in 7 or 8 players. You've also got Lucas, who's going to be coming in the summer anyway, so you've got him coming in for midfield, but you want to add in a more experienced midfielder in there, that would be the Gallagher area. If you want to bring in a defender, I think that's where you go Kelly, and then you might go, want to get a backup left back now though as well, but don't have to spend tons of money. More of a younger option who can play, a bit of football here and there. What do you do with Emerson? If you got 30 million from Emerson or 5 million from Emerson, sell him, bring in a new right back. All these things. That's where my thought process is at. But I want to know what you're thinking because I'm keen. Because some of you I know some of you think Vlahovic. I'm not as keen, but some of you might think Vlahovic or Jimenez. Some of you might go, I don't want Kelly, I want Tosin Adarabioyo from Fulham, I want, a defender that we're going to spend money on. That's fine. I want to know your thoughts and feelings because sometimes I miss things. I'm human. You're human. Sometimes you do. But yeah, like the video if you did enjoy it. Let's drop a comment in below your 3 guys. I want an attacker, I want a midfielder, and I want a defender. I want to know your thoughts and feelings about them all. Obviously, subscribe to the channel if you need to hit the notification for more. But anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care, guys.